Hello, everyone, and happy Thanksgiving to all of you, wherever you happen to be. It is a gorgeous Thanksgiving Day in West Tennessee. If you look out all over everything, the sky is just perfectly blue, and the temperature is not uncomfortable today. You just couldn't ask for a better day to celebrate and to give thanks. And I'm reminded of that Psalm 100 that back in the second grade in Columbus, Georgia, Johnson Elementary School, when we could still do these kinds of things in school. And I was called on to lead a chapel service and begin by reciting the 100th Psalm, which began, "Make a joyful noise to the Lord, all ye lands." And on a day such as this, it's a day that anything that we do to offer thanks is a joyful noise. And I hope that's going to be the case wherever you are, with your family, your friends. Yet I know there are many of you who may not have family or friends that you're with on this day. And we still send our thanksgiving to all of you, because particularly for those of you who are seeing this on our West Tennessee Today page, we thank you and are so grateful to all of you who have, during the course of this particular year, as we've been in transition to a digital platform, many of you have found us and have given us the opportunity to come into your homes on Facebook every day with the news. My student group, that is the news team for West Tennessee Today, they are enjoying what has been a wonderful week off away from the studies, and have we, as have we, been doing the same thing. And I hope that all of you, if you're my students looking in, I hope that this is a joyous time for you to spend with your families. I did want to take a moment today on this very special Thanksgiving Day to give thanks as well as condolences to the families of two people very dear to us that we have lost here in the Jackson area. One is a colleague. Dan Musselman is not a person that I knew very well personally. Our paths crossed. We worked in the same building at Union University, and when we would pass each other in the hall, we would speak, but we didn't, because both of us were so embedded in what we do on our respective floors, me in journalism and Dan in the area of music, and he had been a chair of the music department at Union University and had been an inspirational leader in chapel services and special programs, not just in Jackson, but throughout the country, with many of the wonderful vocal musicians at Union University. And we just lost Dan at the age of 38 to cancer. It was something that we had been expecting, but yet when you receive the news, the clock still stops. And we indeed send our condolences and prayer for the Lord's comfort for Dan's wife and his entire family. He was only 38 years old, and many times we ask the question, why does such a young man, why is he taken from us at that age? But we also know there are many mysteries of life that we don't have the answers for, and we can only say that today he knows the great victory over death. And so we dearly miss Dan Musselman from the Union University family. And then we received the news this morning of someone who is extraordinarily dear to this entire community, and I would not be, I think, inaccurate to say possibly to people from all over the country who have visited Jackson, Tennessee, and have stopped by Casey Jones Village and the Old Country Store. And that is the loss of our dear Ann Shaw. Ms. Shaw, I think, would be very accurate to say that she was the mother of Casey Jones Village. Her husband, Brooks, is the one who founded that wonderful tourist attraction after, for many years, he collected antiques, and somebody said, you ought to do something with that. Well, the former president of Kelly Foods decided to open up a tourist business, not knowing what it would become. In fact, it has become, over the years, the gathering place for many people in Jackson. A lot of times, if people have to come from different directions of town, church groups, other groups that making short out-of-town trips, they'll say, let's meet at the Old Country Store. And the Shaw family has always been gracious in allowing that to happen. Ann Shaw was a personal friend of my family and myself, and I must tell you, she was known, there was a story done in the Jackson Sun a few years back about how she was the queen of hugs in this area. You didn't go to the old country store without getting a hug from Ms. Shaw. She was the kind that she never met a stranger, and everybody was family to her. And she was the kind of person that nobody said a negative word about, because there wasn't a negative word to say. We at our old broadcast, Jackson 24/7, once declared her Mother of the Year in this community, and I don't know of anyone who deserved it anymore, because she literally was a mother, and to the small children, a grandmother to everybody who passed through the doors of the old country store. And I would venture to say that there were many, many instances of repeat businesses, of people coming from out of town who came back the second, the third, and the fourth time because of the way they were treated by Ann Shaw. She passed away in just the most recent hours, and it was, again, news that we knew probably was going to happen imminently, but you just want to stave that off in the hopes that she could make it through another holiday season. To Clark, to Deborah, and to all of the Shaw family, we certainly send our condolences. And whereas this is not what one would say a happy Thanksgiving for you, I think rest assured that you know that she is having a Thanksgiving right now. And I can say from personal experience that my family spent 3 Thanksgivings with the Shaw family at their old home on the outskirts of Madison County. And I can tell you honestly that the glue to that family was Ms. Shaw, because she treated us as if we were a member of her family, and that's the way she felt about everybody. So we know that in these days there is pain as well as joy, but we say to all of you who may have lost a loved one today that comfort and mercy and grace is something that you can hold on to at any given time. And this is one time in particular that we wish that for all of you. I will share with you one final thing. Saturday night, for those of you who are in Jackson, Saturday night of this week at 10 p.m. Central Time, and again on Sunday morning at 10, but particularly for those of you who may be looking for something to watch on your television set, Saturday night at 10. Our West Tennessee This Week broadcast will be a special edition because my students have been away, so we haven't been able to get daily news to incorporate into West Tennessee This Week. But the topic is going to be about something that many people minimize at this time of year, but it happens probably more often than you know, and that is depression. And as part of that broadcast, 2 reporters for West Tennessee Today will detail my personal story of the battles I've had with depression over the past 27 years. I can tell you they have not been easy, but I can also tell you that with help, you can recover and you can come all the way back. So I hope you'll join us for that. And if there's someone, whether it's you or someone in your life, who deals with depression, anxiety, or perhaps even things such as PTSD, watch this broadcast and let it serve as somewhat of a comfort and an inspiration to you that you can get help and you can get well. And I will also tell you that for those of you looking for something other than football on these next few days, if you're not a sports fan, if you're in Jackson, or if you're outside of Jackson, if you're in Jackson, you have JEA cable, tune to channel 6 or 206, and join us for Steve Beverly's TV Classics Thanksgiving Marathon that continues all the way until Monday morning at 6 o'clock. And then, if you're not in Jackson, you can still watch us. Go to eplustv6.com on your iPad or on your laptop, or if you have a Roku set or Amazon Fire, then download the live stream app if you haven't already. But if you have the live stream app, go to eplustv6 channel in your search, and you'll be able to see us there. And you're going to see some of the great old classics of television, including some holiday-themed episodes that I think you'll enjoy greatly. But I wanted to share this with you this morning. We certainly miss our colleague, Dan Musselman, and this community's great friend, and frankly, a mother to all of us, Ann Shaw. And again, our comfort in the Lord's comfort and blessings to all of their families in their time of loss. I hope you have a fabulous Thanksgiving Day. If you live where I do, it's going to be a little bit warmer than normal, and we love that at this time of year because it is just terrific to be able to enjoy being outdoors a little bit as well as going indoors to enjoy the greatness of the Thanksgiving bounty that we all have. So until we are with you next time, and I'll probably be with you at some point later on here during this holiday break, this is Steve Beverly saying Happy Thanksgiving and so long from the great hub city of West Tennessee, and come back to see us every chance you get.